Hello, space friends. Captain Snuggles here, back in X4 Foundations to bring you the 11th and final episode of Casino Snuggale. Last time I finally finished all the prerequisites to build the casino, but I wanted some revenge first. So I built an armada and took the fight to the Vigor Syndicate. The battle was absolutely brutal, but I finally chewed through the Syndicate's infamous fighter swarm and started preparations for the final assault to destroy the Aurora Casino. And that brings us to the present. Alright, here's the situation. We're just a few minutes in the future. I am reassembling my fleet. We are back up to 55 ships in the Armada. I know it's a little iffy to call this an armada, but relative to my total assets, this is a large group of ships. So, I have reassembled the armada as best I can with the credits and hull parts I have available. I have 33 fighters on attack, which will not be enough to take down the casino, not by a long shot. But I do have an ace up my sleeve in the Dragon here, which is all muon chargers with an estimated DPS of almost 4,000. So yeah, I'm gonna be able to put some hurt on this station once I've softened it up a little bit. So let's do this thing. I'm going to send the Carolina Crumb to attack, just straight up attack the casino. I'm going to step away from the helm, let Captain, it's Leanne, right? Yeah, let Captain Leanne take back over. I'm going to probably just put the Barbarossa in a screening position. I don't know where enemy fighters will come from, but I'm sure they will come. I'll put it right down there. And I'm gonna hop aboard the Yuri G and start stripping off some of these turrets. Fingers crossed that this is actually just a bunch of wimpy bolt turrets like it was when I tested on the other save.
Note in Vanguard.
If it's something scarier, I will be in trouble. So, fingers crossed. Nice bolts. Oh no, I don't want to see that cutscene. I'm gonna say this is the Vigor Syndicate seeing the writing on the wall and desperately trying to tempt Snuggle O'Seven with the old advertising that worked so well on him back in the day. But as tempting as traveling to Lottie is, Snuggle O'Seven is a changed man. He is not here for games, he is here for vengeance. So, I'm just going to flight assist off, drift around. I don't really need to worry about the turrets at all. Bolt turrets can't hit anything, and they especially can't effectively hit ships that are flying with flight assist off. So, no worries there. Just casually drift around and strip these turrets. Alright, well I think that is either all of them or extremely close to all of them. That was definitely therapeutic. I enjoyed that after that battle. So, now that's out of the way, It's time to hop on the dragon and do some real damage. There it is. The end of the Aurora Casino. Reduced to a pile of 35,274 scrap. That's what you get, Bigger Syndicate. That is what you get. Well, that is good stuff. I would love to know if you all thought I could actually do this with the fleet I brought. I personally was not sure, so I'm pretty happy with this. Now, this did involve the sacrifice of, I believe, like 82 YT viewers, as well as assorted other ships. So, YT viewers, thank you very much for your sacrifice. It was all worth it to get revenge for the mistreatment, the abuse, the neglect of Snuggle O'Seven. Alright, I have gotten my revenge. I have extracted what's left of my armada, and I even picked up this Lux as a trophy to commemorate the battle. Now there's just one thing left to do. It is finally time to build Casino Snuggale. Of course, to do that one thing, there are about 5 steps I need to take. I need to buy a couple more blueprints, I need to design the casino, I need to get the construction materials, I need to build the casino, and then I need to get food and medical supplies so that I can fill the casino with, shall we say, indentured clientele. So, I'll call up the Yuri G and get started. First steps, I think, will be to have Captain Wellham here chauffeur me over to the Argon Wharf to get those blueprints. Meanwhile, I'll have Captain Leanne of the Bill Barassa go and pick up some hull parts and claytronics. And probably I'll have my various former pirate Hermes go and pick up the food and medical supplies. Should probably also get the Armada out of harm's way here. Your work here is done for now, Carolina Crumb, so get on out of there. Alright, I'm going to climb aboard the Yuri G, and I'm going to get started. Okay, all the materials are ordered. They are on their way towards the construction site. So now it's time to actually claim that construction site and design this casino. So I've already decided I'm going to build in Silent Witness 11 here. It's close to Syndicate space, which number 1 is home territory for Snuggle O'Seven, and number 2 is yet another insult that I can throw at the Vigor Syndicate. So 2 wins there, and also Silent Witness is gorgeous. So win-win-win. Oh, and it's actually a win-win-win-win because it is unclaimed, so claiming a build plot is free. We love to see it. Okay. I think I'll build right over here. Yeah, look at that. Beautiful. Love the backdrop here. Now, I have gone ahead and drafted up some construction plans, but there's some edits I need to make, so you'll get to see all the modules being shuffled around here. First and foremost, as always, the freaking build storage is directly in the way, so I need to adjust this. Move it over here, get it out of the way of build storage, and now these two free-floating container storages will also need to move. So there we go. I'm just trying to get them sort of partially clipped into the casino module itself, so it looks like they're attached. These are also the only defensive structures on the station for the time being, so hopefully they'll be enough. Alright, now I think it needs to be a little farther out. There we go. Alright, that looks pretty good. Then, the other thing I need to do is replace the standard dock area with a luxury dock area, of course, because obviously. Alright, and now, let's see, I think I want to just briefly wiggle the container storage so that it gets built immediately after the dock. Then, hopefully, okay, there we go, progress. There's Daisy. Just trying to have the dock build before everything else. Okay, let's see. Piers building then. So we currently have pier first, then storage, then one small biome. I don't care about the lockbox, Leanne. Okay. I'm just going to do this. There we go. Alright, pier, storage. Luxury dock area. Let's just switch the pier to be almost last, because I don't think I need it that badly. And then switch this around. Okay, there we go. So now we get storage and dock first. And now last thing I need, very important, is the penthouse observation deck. Here we go. Perfect. So I want to look out over the casino here. Okay. Well, that took a minute to sort out, but that should be correct. So, now I just need to find a builder. There's one right there. Ain't that convenient? Everything is confirmed. Now let's get in some money for building, even though we have some supplies already on their way. Okay. There we go. This is exciting stuff. It is finally just about time. Oh, and we're being chased by something. I bet that's the Terrans. Yep. Intervention Corps Falks. Well, I hope they don't chase down my other ships here. They should theoretically have enough on their hands with the Xenon absolutely overrunning Dickless Choice here. So hopefully the Intervention Corps will move off. Which will leave me time to stock up my factory. Specifically the build storage. Alright. Let's transfer wares with build storage. Yeah, we're still way short, especially on Claytronics, but that's okay. This will just be the first step, and I'll go ahead and grab some more of my Hermes. There we go. Transfer everything I can over to build storage. Alright, that's a good start. Now I just need hull parts. Okay, very nice.
Entering Silent Witness 11.
Okay, here we go. I have a decent shipment coming in. Cool. Now let's take a look around this system. Unsurprisingly, I'll be building in the asteroid field. That's okay. It'll just add to the ambiance. Yeah. This place is just so cool looking. I love it. Perfect location for Casino Snuggale. So now, well, I think I'm gonna find a spot to post up and watch this casino getting built. As we watch this grand, glorious construction unfold, I want to take this opportunity to once again thank my 2024 Extra Life charity donors. Floundericious, Yuri Gagarin, Kawasaki, Kajar, The Carolina Crumb, YT Viewer, and Bill. Your generosity is greatly appreciated. Collectively, you donated over $300 to help sick kids get the care they need. These charity fundraisers were the original reason why I started this channel, and seeing them come to fruition really puts a smile on my face. And, more importantly, on the faces of the kids and families who benefit from your donations. So, thanks again. Now, let's take a closer look at the station I've built in your honor. I really like the way this thing turned out. It's a little weird looking, but in a good way, in my personal opinion. It's certainly unique, at the very least. We have the Teladi biomes on one end, looking like wheels or earmuffs or something. Then we have the casino module itself, looking gorgeous as always. Then we have the Argon and Paranid habitats rounding it out on the far end. Very simple, but still interesting to look at. I do think the storage modules might be blocking a few of the casino signs, you know, the space neon, which is too bad. That's a minor issue though. Overall, I'm very happy with it. But enough about the outside. Let's land and see what it looks like on the inside.
Successfully docked.
It's an honor to have you aboard.
You heard it here first. It's an honor to have me aboard. Snuggle O'Seven has come home at last. I have built the casino, I have set it to trade space fuel and space weed, and I've gotten some clientele. All that's left is to christen it, take the grand tour, and settle in. So without further ado, let me rename this station to Casino Snuggale. Glorious. There it is. Alright, now let's look around. Starting with this gorgeous luxury docking area. Definitely worth the price tag, for sure. And it's in a really nice spot, especially considering that I entirely unintentionally picked modules that all produce these civilian ships, the station traffic, and they're in a really nice configuration to add a lot of hustle and bustle and nice aesthetics going right over the top of the casino itself. This big shiny pyramid, which I absolutely love. So, that's very cool. There's the Bill Barassa off in the distance as well, watching over things, keeping me safe. Love it. Now, the clientele. We have some employees here. Some Paranid, we saw a human earlier. I would say there are probably Teladi around, but I bet they're all in the casino. Let's go see. This is a great start. I love the aquarium hallway. Absolutely awesome. There we go. First person we see in here is a Talati. Surprise, surprise. Very nice. Very nice. It's not bustling just yet, but we have our three clientele races represented. The Talati, the humans, and the Paranid. All looking like they're having just a fabulous time, of course. Man, this is great. This is everything that Snuggle O'Seven has dreamed of for all this time. And it even has a bar. He'll come back and pour drinks for the clientele later, I'm sure. But for right now, there's a little bit more grand tour. Because, in addition to the casino itself, Snuggle O'Seven has set himself up with a position of honor all the way up at the top in the penthouse. Let's go look at that. Yeah, here it is. Beautiful. Snuggle O'Seven's had a little bit of a rough go of it, but now he gets to live the dream. Settle in up here, gaze down upon his crowning achievement. Just hang out with a couple bottles of wine, some shrubbery, and a good book. And, of course, probably a little bit of the space fuel and space weed as well. But yeah, I guess that's the run. It's been a little bit of a bumpy ride to get here. It wasn't as outright difficult as I thought it might be, but there were certainly some twists and turns along the road, enough to keep me entertained, and hopefully enough to keep you all entertained as well. And, of course, more than enough fun and excitement for me to properly thank last year's 2024 Extra Life charity donors. So, all of you, thank you once again. And for all my viewers, don't forget that at least for the next 6 weeks or so as I'm recording, my 2025 Extra Life charity drive is going on. So, if you're feeling charitably inclined, please check out the link in the description for information on what I'm doing and how to donate. And with that, I am going to wrap it up. That's all for this playthrough. Thank you very much for tuning in, for leaving your comments and your support, and I very much hope you've enjoyed, and I very much hope you'll tune in for my next round of X4 shenanigans, whatever they might be. So, once again, thank you, I hope you'll tune in next time, and until then, this is Captain Snuggles, signing off.